Hello and welcome to Robot Carnage Heat B, where another 4 robots will fight to determine who is worthy of a place in our semi-final. So let's begin with the first fight.
Azure.
Azure is an unusual looking design which cannot be flipped or toppled due to its giant wheels. It has no real way of attacking except its speed and agility to keep it away from danger.
Flatline.
A streamlined robot with a powerful looking flipper, protected from all sides but only the back is exposed and the electronics could be easily attacked.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
There we go, the big whirling dervish of a machine of Azure. It's a very unusual design, but doesn't seem to have any armour or weapons. It's just its strange, crazy driving that seems to be all it has. It doesn't have any other range of attack. It just spins, and Flatline have managed to get a hold of it now and let it go. So now it knows it can control Azure, providing it gets a hold of it again. But Azure does not seem to be an easy robot to get a hold of, and that was a good flip there. Azure getting thrown all over the place, and Flatline is doing everything it can to try and maybe get it out of the arena. Near the edge, that's what it seems to be getting it, into the corner. Can it do it this time? No, and so close. Threw it high enough to go over, but it was just a little bit too far away as Azure comes bouncing down off of the wall, and Flatline are going to have to chase it all over again. Azure doing a bit of a spin, and plenty of somersaults, but no real attack. If this goes to the judges, Flatline is definitely getting this on aggression, and control, and damage. Azure is not doing anything apart from running away. You're meant to fight, that's what you're meant to do in this arena. Flatline coming in, they've managed to pin Azure into the side, and there we go! Azure has been flipped into the corner, several attempts, and finally Flatline has managed to get the strange robot over and out. Does Flatline go through to the next round?
Cease.
Our first out of the arena, and Flatline can move forward. Azure is in the losers battle, but who will they both face? Let's find out.
Tombstone.
Tombstone has a huge bar spinner which is easily capable of knocking away armour. With the invertible design, this is definitely a favourite to go all the way.
Sparks.
A low edge with a front hinged flipper, able to throw over its own weight, means it should have no problem in the arena. But my worry is, isn't that front lip low enough to get underneath anything?
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
The spinner against the flipper. Classic fight style, this one. Tombstone showing it has the better pushing power as well as possibly the better weapon. The Spark's not able to get underneath them yet, and Tombstone has just lost some of its armament. Was that actually held on at all? Not sure if it was, it just fell off. Tombstone trying to line up an attack. The Spark's pinned into the wall temporarily, and Tombstone has its wheel over the edge of the pit, and Sparks almost got them in as they drove all the way, they backed up into the pit. Sparks saw them, saw its opportunity, come round the other end to try and knock Tombstone in, and as they came up, the blade hits the flipper just there, and then the fight is able to keep going. Will that be something that Sparks will regret? And Sparks are not able to get underneath Tombstone. They can't get underneath the wheels to do anything. Tombstone is managing to do all the pushing here, all the work. Sparks doesn't seem to be doing much apart from just getting in the way, really. And Sparks has just jammed itself into the wall. This could be good if Tombstone can get a good attack in. It's open for a free attack, and another paddle has come off of Tombstone. Sparks away. They've managed to get away, and Tombstone crawling against the wall. Why are you doing that, Tombstone? You won't be able to do anything, but Sparks have managed to get themselves stuck into the side of the wall again. They're not low enough to get under their opponent, but low enough to get under the barrier. Tombstone slamming into the side, and Sparks they're immobilised. That's them. They are dead in the water. Too much hits from that blade, and getting stuck several times has not done them any favours. And it's Tombstone who are the winners.
Cease.
Tombstone moving on to its next challenge as Sparks finds itself fighting for redemption. Before that though, we have a battle for the semi-final round. Tombstone against Flatline, Spinner versus Flipper. This should be a good one.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Tombstone firing up the weapon and Flatline chasing them down, and immediately a hit off of the Flipper and a piece of Tombstone's armour has come off. That was the same panel in the earlier fight. It doesn't seem to be held on at all. It just bounces off whenever. Flatline is now stuck on the panel. I suppose it is good for one thing, for trapping an opponent while you attack them, and more pieces come off. Flatline has managed to get away, chasing down Tombstone with that panel. Tombstone are not really doing much. They're able to get a bit of damage in, but then that's it. And look at that for a flip. Beaching Tombstone against the wall, and Flatline has now a chance to get them out of the arena. And they're trying, and they didn't make it. And throwing them over themselves. It's a good move, almost like a suplex. Tombstone trying to move, and something went wrong with that flip. No, the blade is still spinning. Flatline trying to get underneath them again and not managing to do very much. Throwing them over again, but Tombstone is invertible. It can run both ways up. Flatline know this. But Tombstone doesn't seem to be moving anymore. Oh, it's still going, it's still going. Wonder what that was. Throwing it up again. Flatline has, just like in its earlier fight with Azure, it has to get Tombstone either out of the arena or down the pit, or maybe even beach it like it did earlier. And whoa, how about that for a flip? A little bit of a throw and a spin, and way, how about that? A little bit of disco dancing there. Flatline nearly got underneath him again, trying to flip and throw them. It's clear what their tactic is, and they're beached onto the side. Will Flatline manage to do it this time? Going in, slow for a slam, and no! So close! They balanced on the edge and then back down. Flatline are really struggling here to sort of get them out. Tombstone, it's not the easiest design to get out. And there we go, throwing it again. Oh, holding on to the blade. But was that blade spinning? Has it? Yeah, it looked like it's spinning. Oh, caught underneath. Has it done anything to the flipper of Flatline? And Tombstone are now beached and stuck on the side of the wall, and Flatline are leaving them alone. They are leaving them this time. Tombstone cannot get down, and there goes the 10-second countdown to count them out. Tombstone cannot get down from there, which means that Flatline go through to the semi-finals.
Cease.
Flatline lives to fight on, beaching Tombstone against the side. They will face whoever wins this next fight. Who's it going to be? Azure or Sparks?
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
This should be an interesting battle. The crazy driving of Azure against the not so sleek design of Sparks. It's not really able to get underneath Azure as such. Let's just hope it doesn't get stuck underneath the wall again like last time. But it is managing to control Azure a little bit, slamming them against the wall, and they're underneath the barrier again. And Azure have just driven themselves into the pit. A full 360 drive, and then just decided, I've had enough. Finished myself off, and whoop, there we go, into the pit. And although Sparks have gotten themselves stuck once more, they're through to the next round.
Cease.
An out of control Azure ends up in the pit and sending Sparks in to fight for that next semi-final spot. They fought Tombstone already tonight, so this will be a vengeance battle they will want to win. Let the battle commence.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
So Sparks will be looking for a bit of revenge here. Wonder if their drive is a little bit better this time, but that was a decent attack. Pushing Tombstone into the wall. Tombstone knows that it can outpush Sparks. And there we go, the armour comes off again. Well, it wouldn't be a Tombstone fight without that happening, would it? And now Sparks have been immobilised, they're stopped. This is a great chance for Tombstone to come in and do some serious damage. And there we go, how about that for damage? The front plough of Sparks has been completely torn off. It's gone. The flipper's also gone too. The electronics are exposed. And that could be very dangerous if that gets hit. And Sparks have just, well, finished himself off. I mean, let's be honest, what could you do after an attack like that? I don't think you were really... Whoa, Tombstone! It was very close to driving yourselves into the pit. But Sparks knew there was nothing they could do. The flipper was gone. The electronics were exposed. There was really only one thing left to do. And drive itself down the pit. Very impressive performance by Tombstone. They could go far in this competition. They are through to the next round.
Cease.
Flatline and Tombstone have made it through to the semi-finals. Thank you all for watching, and join us next week where 4 more machines will fight for glory. See you then for more Robot Carnage.